Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Mooncolony live stream. Thank you all for waiting. We had a little bit of an audio problem, but we're all sorted now. So happy Monday. We've got some portfolio reviews to do today. So we've got Emrah with us. Hello, Emrah. How's it going?
Hey folks, good to see you again. It's been a while.
It has been a while, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're already running a little bit behind, so I will let us sort of get straight into it. So, Emrah, if you want to make a start, we've got Emanuel Ward, I think, up first. So, if you're in the chat, say hi, let us know you're here. Feel free to ask some questions. If we've got the time, we'll get to them. Or Emrah, you might have some questions for them as well. So, yeah, let's make a start.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks for everyone again, like submitting your portfolios. So, what I did here, or what I try to do usually for portfolio reviews is when people submit their portfolios, I look at the work as like actual like portfolios, like that are like ready for applying for jobs, right? Because there are some submissions that I saw there, like you can say they are more beginner level. So for those I would have like different feedback, right? So since this is a portfolio review, I'm looking at things in a more like, okay, this portfolio is almost there, if you do these couple changes, that will push you over the edge, and you'll find it easier to find jobs. But anyone who's beginner, I think for me that's totally different conversation, right? Because I'll probably go back to you and say, okay, you need to practice way more on these things, right? So it's very certain feedback, but this is how I see this is different. So that's why I picked certain ones. These are all transferable feedback, by the way. You can all take something from this, hopefully. So yeah, I just want to state that before jumping in. Emanuel, Jaden, first of all, what did he say about what he's looking for in this review?
So Emmanuel basically, he just said that he's looking to see how hireable he is. So any feedback that you can give is helpful.
Yeah. Interesting angle. Well, because this portfolio to a level is pretty good, right? So I'll dig deeper into it. But I guess we'll try to bring out what you're missing, right, to be hireable. And looks like you worked on Smite, right? So, and what happened after that? Like, I don't know, was it like are these short contract work, whatever? So in the meantime, please write this down for me, because you look like you have professional experience. So like these are pretty good card backs, right? So you work with what? Wild Blue. And then there's some League of Legends work. But yeah. So where are you at right now? Just let us know. But when we're looking at portfolios, there are really specific things, right? Usually me or any art director or any recruiter, right, when looking at portfolios, do these all subconsciously. We don't go through a list, but it's already, mentally, in our head. Like we do it in a couple seconds, right? So for me to stay on a portfolio takes, as I said, like couple seconds. Otherwise, I'll move on, right? So if I don't like something, it's usually this shop front, right? That we call it. So that's your basically, it's the first impressions, basically, right? So if I don't like the first impressions, I'll probably move on. So that's the first thing you need to get it right. So first of all, I suggest everyone to use ArtStation or something navigatable, easily navigatable, and where all the recruiters are, basically, right? So if some people gave me like websites, I'm not sure, unless you're submitting that portfolio to like a certain company. No one will see that if you're not marketing that. So it's harder. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So our station is good. Presentation, or did he say something?
He did, yeah. So he got laid off, unfortunately. He's currently in the market for UI or concept art.
Cool. UI, concept art. Okay. I get it. So presentation is key. So when I look at your portfolio, I find it, okay. I'll just directly go in and keep looking, right? So because it's interesting, lots of interesting stuff going on to a certain quality, right? And I see some big names there like Smite, Marvel, Snap, League of Legends. So I think first step, I think you're already there. Let me check your other stuff quickly. So only place I can go is your Instagram, and it's not available. All right. So sort that out and put your LinkedIn up there. If you don't have it, get one, right? Because the next step for me is I'll check your LinkedIn probably to see your experience, where you are, where you've been. It's really key, after again portfolio, like portfolio is king. So, but if you don't add these there, I don't really know you, man. Don't make me search for your name. Otherwise, I'll just copy like this, put it in Google. Come on. If you say these steps for us, you're just increasing your chances. So that's one thing I would say. Then, yeah, first impressions is good. So I think you have, from your thumbnails, you have a certain focus, which is mostly like UI illustrations and that type of stuff, right? And it's quite heavy on your portfolio. So if you're looking for this type of work, you're kind of narrowing your chances basically to get any job. So it has to be this style in any given game, right? Which is nice. These are all good, really nice polished icons, card backs, and UI elements.
Yep.
But it's a very narrow area, right? So if you said concept art, right? So let me see if you have any concept art in your portfolio, right? So, but it might have to be, because this is mostly illustrator work, right? So there's lots of illustrations here, UI illustrations. Like this is heavily hand painted, polished work. So the next step for me, technically illustration, right? More like card illustrations, that type of stuff, which I'm seeing glimpses of it here.
Yeah.
But they are not at a level. I mean, at least this one, like it's next one as like not UI work in your portfolio. The first ones are these. These are quite loose, quite out there, in terms of styles. So there's this one. This is very interesting, actually. This is pretty cool. So this gives me some breath of like fresh air. But again, it's in a certain realm still. It's more like almost like Runeterra card back, almost like these engraved kind of card back kind of style going on. With this, at least, like this is a bit more line art and flat colors and stuff. Or is it rendered? Yeah, a little bit rendered. But anyway, you know what I mean. Then we're going into this, which is not bad, nice, stylized, right? But then from there, I looked at your stuff before. It starts going down a little bit in terms of quality. There you go. I won't click this, I saw what that is. So, and yeah, the quality starts dropping, right? So that shows me that you need to build an illustration portfolio. You said concept art. I don't see any concept art here. That's, if you want to do concept art, okay, you might want to start from scratch apart from these, but these are old for me, right? So again, consistency is very important for recruiters. If you're showing me this, and that's 4 years ago, I'm gonna get confused probably, right? So this stuff. So I'll tell you, like, I'll say what I say to everyone, just call your work, right? So get rid of quite a large portion of it and make your portfolio focused on certain elements that, you know, if it's UI, if it's concept, or if it's illustration, you need to build that side of your portfolio and get rid of any old work, right? Because I can see that you can do it, but this is very much focused work, right? So into just one single thing, which is mostly UI, or are these sprays UISS? Yeah. So it's all related to UI. So I think for me, you can do really great illustrations if you want to, but just build something for me, like maybe 5-6 really polished card art. Could be Marvel Snap, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Then we can see that you can do really nice illustrations. Then that will mean that okay, you're opening up your horizon a little bit and kind of creating more opportunities for yourself. I think that's where what you're lacking. Otherwise, I don't see anything missing, like in terms of like skill set. You're there, right?
Yeah.
You can do great renders and stuff. Yeah, just show us that you can illustrate. If it's concept art, I don't know that. I don't see much. This is all super old work. Maybe create like a couple of character design projects, But again, if you why I said illustration, because it's very much linked to UI, that work you're doing. People will see those connected things to each other because the styles are kind of like similar. Both can be really polished, right? But if you go into concept art, it's a whole different kind of forms. You go into character design, anatomy, more like, let's say, design sensibilities, right? So whereas illustration can be like heavily like polish work, render work, whereas obviously different stuff comes in, like composition, silhouette, whatever. But I see that you can do that easier than concept art, at least for now. So that's my 2 cents on this one. Apart from that, your links, get a banner up here, maybe just make it nicer. But yeah, this is what I would say for this portfolio. You are just half there, just keep polishing, and creating new work. And again, maybe from this guy, right?
Yeah.
Just delete the rest of it. For me, I would say, start a new chapter, turn a new page, right? So that sort of thing. So that's it. Any questions, Emanuel? Really nice work, otherwise.
Yeah. If you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll see. We can take a minute or two to answer them. If not, then we can move on.
All right. I'll move on. Nice. So I got Marcelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some of this from somewhere. Maybe he joined our. He's on our Discord for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember someone giving feedback on this piece.
Yes. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who it was that gave feedback on that one, but yeah.
Yeah. So what is Marcelo saying?
I think this is another one where Marcelo is kind of open for anything. They've just kind of said they just said that their portfolio is Hearthstone focused and stylized. So I think it's fair game. You just whatever you got.
Okay. Cool. So nice colorful work, and I guess it's to a point. I kind of want to click on your work just because it's really colorful, kind of vibrant work. But I kind of want to click and double check. If you're if you have any mistakes in your art, or so. But it's a good start, I guess. From a first look, ArtStation is good. I'll check your links really quick.
Oh, we've actually got a message So he said, I'm looking for what directions I should take in my pieces. Right now, my main focus is Hearthstone. I'd like to know any suggestions to be able to reach that level, what I should change, or if I should work more in some specific areas. Yeah, that makes sense.
Was it? Leone gave feedback on one of the.
Yes.
I think it was this one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see you have like a Hearthstone-esque kind of portfolio. First of all, again, these links are fine. I'll check if they're working. But again, add some sort of it's either like resume or LinkedIn. LinkedIn is better, right? If you don't have one, just attach it to your outstation, just so I can check, what you've been doing. Don't think that LinkedIn is for full timers or whatever. If you're a freelance artist, you can just list your experiences there, for certain companies. That's something, right? So it looks like you worked on a couple franchises, right? Keyforge, just put yourself as like an illustrator on that project, whatever the time frame you worked on it, it's a good start, well, we kind of want to see something, I guess. So I'll click and start looking. Then, we get a good chance to have a better look at your work. I kind of instantly start seeing some fundamental issues, right? So which exist on most of your work. It's pretty much everything, to be honest. Like, values are not there. I think Leone gave like similar feedback on this one. I don't understand what's going on here. It's like that. Image making is a way of communication, right? So if you can't, explain to me by drawing what's going on in this image, everyone will get confused and they will move on. So that's what's happening to me. So pretty much confusion in values, the hierarchy of what's most important. You're burning the colors so much here, it's a lack of probably technique there. You don't know 100% how to use those tools. So it will only get better with practice. But in the meantime, you need to study pretty much everything, all the fundamentals of art. But start with values, first. So try to put like a hierarchy. So here, for example, if you make this grayscale, probably be really confusing. So darkest. Basically, this character should stand out from the background. Right now, it's just all kind of blending with each other. That type of stuff. So those are very basic things that makes the basics of illustration and like image making. So the rest is use of colors. How you put your marks down. It all shapes up as you go, as you do more practice. So again, I think all of this will get better if you understand image making 100%, right? But it's a good start. I don't know how long have you been in the industry, if you can tell us. You look new, but that's really it. Otherwise, everything else I would say for you. You're doing it already. Like you're focusing on one thing, card illustration, right? And maybe as you develop your skills, move on to more like move on to more complicated scenes, right? It's all like almost like think of it as like unlocking the next step for yourself, right? But you need to get good at really with these first, right? Yeah. Probably, so these are getting older. So, but this is a good one. So you got really good in a year, right? So you should be proud of yourself for that at least. So when I look at that last one, this, then here, okay, getting much better. Like you're simplifying the shapes, colors are cleaner, and shapes are, you kind of, I think, started to understand how to stylize a little bit. But again, there's still weird stuff going on, like this metal piece, golden piece, like for example here, it's super chunky that it stops making sense, right? So like, okay, is that a, bracer, like, or something else? I'm double guessing myself on, like, you pushed it too far, right? Whereas like these are not as pushed, right? So there's that balance, when you're building shapes, how you render, where the light is coming from, right? That type of stuff. As you start understanding these things better, you'll move forward. Here, some of these, like this, is that flying? Probably, but these are all like details. Almost you put like almost like after, right? Hey, I did my character. Oh man, this bit is empty. What should I add? Like, because I can see, when you're making an image, you started with something, then you fill the spaces, right?
Right.
Almost, at least it looks to me like that. That means you might need to rethink your compositions a little bit in the sketch phase, right? Before jumping into something. Yeah, I don't know. Multiple things might have happened there. But again, really think carefully. Look at, great illustrations, how the other artists are doing. Take mentorships. Look at like courses, whatever you can do. But I think I like your focus, man. I like where you're going. So it just means push yourself, push your skill level, because skill level is the most important, unfortunately. Then it will come down to, creating consistent work, and then how to market yourself. So these things, if you pay attention, I think you'll get there. It's just gonna take a bit more time. But yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, going good.
As you said, that jump in a year is
Yeah,
impressive.
it's good.
So,
And that's how it's supposed to be, right? Otherwise, what are you even doing, right? So if you really have this ambition, if you're putting time in it, and you want to do it, maybe even faster than this, right? But so far so good. Yeah, keep pushing. If there are any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll move on.
yeah. So,
perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Thank you for the submission.
Are there any questions in between? I see.
Yeah, there's one general question, but yeah, I think we can move on for now.
Okay, maybe at the end if you have any time.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so Kevan, is it Kevan? Am I butchering your name?
Yeah, I would have said Kevan Goy.
Kevan Goy, yeah.
If you're here, let us know. Yes, they are. Amazing. Welcome.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, good to see you.
So I'll just let you know briefly what they've said. They said that they're looking for character design jobs. They've graduated in June. Congratulations. Looking for their first opportunity. They have some environments in their portfolio as well as characters. Since they enjoy it, and they know that they heard that some studios are looking for generalists. So.
Yeah. Is that you graduated from New Age? Yeah, because I've been there. I don't remember you. Yeah. Well, we were given like. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was New Age apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, we were given all the names, but we had we had to pick only a certain amount. So maybe I didn't pick you, but it's good to know. So I've been at New Age for 2 consecutive years. Really good talent. In general. Previous year we found Antoine there, our beloved artist, French Parisian artist, let's say. So New Age is a great school. So let's start with that. But from looking at your work, I can see great potential. That's the first thing. But maybe there are a couple of things you can improve. So let's have a look. Let me check your. I like what's going on here, by the way. So it's all good. I would just keep looking at this portfolio. But again, yeah, some good following. That's nice. Again, I don't know why you guys not consider LinkedIn or like keep it separate from this place, but I would always add LinkedIn here. So that's one note, but the rest is fine.
Sure.
By the way, did we check the emails for the previous guys? Let me check those too. So
Yeah, I think
They're
they
not
both
missing
had
anything.
them. But
Okay, both had them. All right. I don't want to miss anything. All right, cool. All good.
yeah.
Cool. So you got everything apart from LinkedIn. So we look at portfolios generally very project based, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless like we're looking for a core team member or something, so which we look more for like variety in skill sets. But usually everything starts with like a project, right? So we look for an artist to fill that a role, and then if you like what we see, we keep going. We need to like the relationship, we need to like the delivery, like quality of like the communication, everything. Then that means we keep working with this particular artist. But as I said, everything starts with a project, and to me, this portfolio looks more like a character designer portfolio, right? So that's fine. So let's go into it. Okay. So I think, as a character designer, you need to first pay attention to one main thing, and that's design, right? So design is the most important. Then how you, okay. So it's how you ground your characters, or how to make them believable. So people can connect or relate to them, right? That will need some high-level design skills to create something both unique and relatable, right? And that takes a bit of time to develop as a skill set. So that's what we're looking for. And second thing is for us is the style, right? So usually for us could be in the stylized realm, most of the time. But sometimes we look for more like realistic styles as well, more like Diablo 4, kind of like that gritty kind of look, right?
Yeah.
But most of the time, I can say it's like this modern stylized look, like Fortnite or these type of games, where you're like heavily stylizing your characters and just bringing out the just very specific things, like the appeal, trendiness, whatever that art style would be of that game, or the core pillars of that game is. So that's all linked to the recently, at least, to these like modern games, and that's usually what we are after. But it doesn't matter for your portfolio. You have a certain style, or going towards working towards a certain style. But sometimes it's confusing for me. So here, this has like some realistic proportions. Some of them are pushed. Then it's almost like you're looking for that style and you haven't found it yet, right?
Right.
And that's fine as a still young artist, right? That's fine. But That's it. You need to find it. That just only because we'll need consistency in your work too when we're looking, right? So it's a bit of it's a bit scattered, you know. Which each work you tried something. So this is obviously this is for a project which I've seen at New Age. Some kids work on the same project, right? This harmony project. So it's a bit more stylized, you know, and I can see that this style pushed you a little bit to your limits, right? And that's fine, you know. You have to explore, keep going. This is cool. But I can see some fundamental errors, like this ear is like way up there, you know, it's almost like a different, it's not a part of his head or something. So there's some things that like fundamental issues keep seeping through, you know, into your work, right? In each piece I see something. Here, big head, you know, short legs, you know, these type of proportional issues, people will see them like this, you know, like really quickly. Some of them are hit and miss. This leg is broken. You know, when I look at this, I see this in 5 seconds, right? So basically, you need to work on these skills and just polish them, keep polishing them until you find your place in this realm of image making, right? It will take a while, but you're in the right direction. I think I can see some good ideas here and there, but some of them are not grounded. It's just super random stuff like this costume, what's going on, proportions, super confusing for me, man. I don't understand what this character is apart from the bow. If you didn't give this guy a bow, I wouldn't know what this character is about, right? So again, this is design sensibilities, like taste, everything you need to build. But first of all, just put, I think, pull together your proportions, I think, you know, and as a fundamental error, those are the first ones that, you know, stands out from. At least for characters. Hold on, I broke my key light. Hold on.
Oh no.
But yeah, that's the main thing. Hope that makes sense, by the way, Kevin. Just let us know.
Yeah.
If there's something that I'm either misunderstanding or missing, so let us know. So let me go back really quick, just check out this other work. There's some illustrations here, by the way, after this. Actually, some of it is exciting, but it's from 3 years ago somehow. It's very confusing. Here, like for example, this is nice, right? So here it shows me that you understand light in general, and you understand how to make a, you know, good composition. Okay, so there's a bit of direction there because I think they helped you out when you were a student, right? So that's good. This one, really cool. Again, yeah. This is 5 months ago. Okay, it's really confusing. Keyframes done during Leonardo Ambrosini's awesome class. Hey, we worked with Leonardo. Nice. On one of the Dragonflight projects, or multiple of them. Cool. Yeah. I don't know if this is recent, or maybe I'm kind of, maybe this was old when you posted recently. I don't know, but this looks worse than the one that you did 3 years ago. So I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But in terms of like illustration, you know, I think you got good potential. You know, this is a total different style, right? For example, that's also cool. Then then it starts getting a bit basic. Then there's some design work here, vehicle design work. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I think first you need to make sure like what you're kind of focusing on, right? If it's from what I see at the top, it's character design. It doesn't mean that you can't do illustrations or whatever, but they kind of need to like be linked to each other. What is he saying? Yes, things like I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's better if someone tells like draws over your work, but right now this is more like a general review.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think just push your skills a bit more. Try to fix those proportion issues. If you want to do illustration work, which you have the potential to, this is great. If you want to push that side too, maybe mix those skills together, like do some character design, do some illustration. It's possible. Sometimes it goes together. Some artists, in our in our team, have this kind of variable skill set. So it's possible, but focus on one of these more than the other, right? So just so when people look at your work first, they pick you for that, right? But when they see your like additional skills, they'll be like, "Oh, it's amazing, man! Like, let's go hire this guy. When he's done with characters, maybe he can do some illustrations for us. It's good to have that like some extra skill sets there." So yeah, that's what I would say. You're in the right direction, but these mistakes are turning off lots of art directors out there, probably. I'm pushing them away from your portfolio. So you just need to stop making those mistakes. That's it. Cool. Illustration to know that I'm in the direction. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it. Always pushing.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, you'll get there.
Just quickly before we move on, I see your question, Marcelo, about cover letters and stuff. I think I saw that you posted that in the Discord, so it might be better for me to get one of our recruitment guys to answer that in the Discord. Unless Emrah has any.
I mean, let's go through these. Maybe at the end we can answer those. That's fine. I'm happy to answer whatever.
Cool.
Okay. So cool. So Kuba from Poland. Are you here?
Yeah, if you're here, Kuba, then let us know. Yep, they are here. Philadelphia, nice to see you. Welcome.
Cool. And what did they say about what they're looking for here?
Yeah, so they said they're a viz dev artist with 2 years of experience in the industry. They'd like to work more on stylized games with focus on character design. What can they do to be more attractive to studios?
Character design. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but okay. So first of all, let's check everything. Ooh, first person who have LinkedIn. Nice. There you go. Oh, hold on. Close that. Cool. It's nice, right? So it doesn't. You don't have to have like extensive experience, or lots of companies lined up here. Just something for us to, learn about you. That's good. So okay, and let's look at that. Okay, so you have some sort of professional experience, a little bit. So mid to the artist. Okay.
Nice.
So you got some experience. That gives me a good idea about like where you are in your career, right? So you kind of want to push more, I guess. So at the first glance, this portfolio is interesting, just maybe because a couple thumbnails, right? Right, but technically, when I'm looking at portfolios, I want to see more exciting stuff, right? So this is mostly similar theme, right? Kind of looks similarish to me, most of it. Apart from like a couple of these, but then it starts getting a bit weird here, right? So let's dive in. It's okay, you know. I might change this banner to be something more colorful, something more attractive, right? Again, this is your shop window, right? It's not just random place that you upload random images, right? Again, I'm saying to everyone, this portfolio,
Yeah.
will get you jobs, or or they won't, So it has one purpose, right? It's not for dumping sketches. It's not for anything else. It's to get you jobs, right?
Yeah.
So if you, you know, if you just really make this clear for yourself, I think you'll be in a better place.
Yeah.
So that's why anything random I wouldn't put. Just put your best of your best here.
And they said they've changed their banner. You might just need to refresh the website.
That was fast. That was fast. I like. Wow. Sudden's. Oh, was it me? Or was I seeing black and white?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? Awesome. Okay. So. Not what I meant, but okay. So I would like to. Okay, this is colorful. Okay, you kind of like checked one thing, but I would want to see something more clear. You know, it's like it's obviously it's an illustration, but it's confusing to me. Maybe put your best character design side by side, whatever. We can look at some portfolios later, maybe if we have the time. Whatever, you're moving in the right direction at least, so you're fast with changing things. Cool. Okay. So I like, first work here 2 weeks ago. I like what's going on here. Like it's kind of, it has this certain style to it, almost like comic book style line art, or inking, almost. There you see a bit more clearly. So you got really clean lines. That's really cool. Yeah, I think I'll keep going before we make any comments. But I like the presentation here. I like these sketches. Nice. Cool. You understand, how to present your work. That's good. I'll come back to these in a bit.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, definitely. You have those like design sensibilities. You took them to a certain point. Which is good. And this is definitely, let's say semi-professional work. It's hireable level, just can get better. So we can look at that in a second. So these are really nice silhouettes, nice proportions, as well. More towards like those like modern proportions we just talked about, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the line arts.
Okay, then this is cool, really interesting. You start pushing in some areas a little bit. For example, the legs are so almost like it's twice the size of the waist, like the torso, maybe, or more. I don't know.
Yeah.
You started pushing yourself a little bit too far, which is fine, but then there's that risk that you might start losing that appeal, on the characters. They will like lose their balance, and they might become unappealing. I'm not saying this is unappealing, but it's right at the edge. You're just pushing it too hard with those like massive long legs, super tiny torso. But It's fine. I'm not too bothered by it. Also, what I'm seeing in your characters, there's a certain quirkiness to it, which every artist in itself, I think, has their own approach to things, right? But there's this quirkiness in some of your faces. Let's say, maybe is it that massive, this big eye, almost like it's on every character of yours. It's almost like going off proportion, like just that one eye. Do you know what I mean? Like this one. On some of them, it has the same thing too. But I kind of like it. But I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like maybe work on your faces a little bit more, so you kind of get that appeal, that modern work has. But it could be still you.
Yeah.
But try to make them a bit more appealing, right? Otherwise, they'll start looking the same because there's that same thing you're doing all the time. It might be maybe too quirky for some people, but that's fine. So this is getting slightly older. This is cool, man. It's just like in some of your work, there's like a lot of stuff going on, and some characters are not that balanced. But in general, I kind of like it. So, for example, in terms of shape building, right? If you think a character as a silhouette, right? So there's so much stuff going on here. It's just like this arm, these feathers, and this sword are kind of clashing for attention, right? So that's why you need to balance, right? So, okay, a good character design must be super balanced so people know where to look at. Okay, what's the power source of this guy? Is it this sword? Is it this arm? Or what's going on with these feathers, right? So I'm thinking, I'm confused, So it's about like balancing these things. But technically, it's a nicely drawn character, and like I almost like it. When then I realized these like clashing issues. But yeah, so that's the thing, I guess, with your work. Maybe figure out the main elements that you want to like emphasize, just like double down on them. Keep the rest like this on the second place, maybe, in terms of like the elements to grab attention, right? So this is getting older. Yeah. These are nice. As these get older, I think your colors start getting super muddy until I start losing shapes when I look at them. It's not super clear to me, everything. So many harsh, contrasts, or too much use of black or muddy colors. It's almost like, okay, I'm kind of losing you,
Yeah.
So for me, you need to make better choices with your colors, your values, whatever the hierarchy, I think you can find like really good, character design, courses, lessons out there to kind of like explaining this. Yeah, we have one coming through Lunar Academy soon by Alex Pashenko, but I don't know if he's going into this, I don't remember. But, you can learn a lot from like masters like that, just to know, how to build these characters to a level that they're super readable, right? So otherwise people will just lose you, man. They'll just move on. If when I look at this, like look at all these colors, this must be at least like, or like minimum like, a maximum like 6 or something. This is a lot, too much going on. So yeah, that type of stuff. So yeah, those are the aspects of, I think, how you can make your character work better. But I'll talk about a couple different things now. I don't think you're strong with illustrations, so I would either stop or like put a lot of effort into it, you know. Otherwise, it won't go anywhere. It's really hard to make illustrations anyway. But if you're gonna focus on character design, yeah, just like push that, you know, just become a really good character designer. So what I would say for you for this portfolio, everything I just said, on top of it, this needs a bit of variety. This is all a bit too samey to me, right? So I don't know what else you can do, right? Just create portfolio projects for yourself, maybe in a more grounded realm, right? So it could be more like modern day, right?
Sure.
Designs, or like sci-fi. Try a couple different things, you know. It doesn't matter you like a certain kind of thing. You just need to make sure people know that you can do more than what you like, you know, and you're capable of doing them. So basically, add some variety to this. Make better choices with your colors. You know, for example, a color could stand out when you're designing a character. The others could be more in the second place. You know, just test things out, and you'll start seeing, you know, your top row becoming much more interesting as you add more work, right? Rather than samey, you know, one type focused like work or portfolio. So yeah, and no one needs to see these here. I don't know what this is. From here, what is this? Oh yeah, it's this one. I don't know. I don't think this is good enough. So from here or here, I would just remove the rest.
Yeah.
Start adding new stuff. That will really like you know, open a new page for you in your career. If you get rid of your old work, start adding by, you know, just like considering what I just said to you. Then okay, you will be already one step ahead. So you're a good artist. You just need to know where to push yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Anything else, Kuba?
No, they just said thank you very much.
No problem, Mister. So all right. So one last one. I picked this one because this is way out of my comfort zone. the comment, but I just picked because it's different.
Sure.
But then, if we have any time left, I have like a bonus, but we might not have the time. So, is Leonardo Ambrosini here from Italy?
Yeah, if you're here, Leonardo, let us know. They are indeed. Welcome.
Nice.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Cool. Yeah, thanks for your submission. So, this is one of those realms where I rarely, wonder, like very much like realism, super noisy. As an artist, I don't like noisy stuff. Especially when I look at this, or this type of stuff. I just see things to simplify, right? But it's just me. These are in general some really good work. We can dive into what you can do maybe, but before that, Jaden, what did he say about like what he's looking for?
Well, they've said that they are an environment artist with some experience in small indie studios, but they're wanting to get their first job working in a AAA project. They've also just said that if you refresh the page, they've added their socials. So
that's cool. I like that. Just like you're good with reacting to feedback. So that's cool. I like that. So yeah, okay. In your line of work, it's really difficult to make something look really appealing, or from a thumbnail, perspective. It's really hard, especially if you're using like multicolors and stuff, or if you don't if you're not comfortable with your lighting techniques and stuff, it will get muddy. And it might not draw the attention you need. So you need to create those juicy like concept art pieces that everyone likes, right? That's kind of the point of concept art, you know. It gathers people together. It's beautiful to look at, and it kind of like conveys a design, or conveys a mechanic, whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, they really need to look nice, you know. So I'll get into that. So freelance. Yeah, you have some sort of background here. New, but you know, that's fine. Big Rock. Yeah, Italian school, Big Rock. Yeah, so 2020. That's cool. Okay. Email here. So you're doing everything right? So I would just click on these. Just one thing that bothered me when I first looked at it, you're using too many darks, too many blacks, you know. Usually black is one kind of value, let's say, that should be used very cleverly, you know. If you're not using it cleverly, it will make everything dark and super muddy, you know. So yeah, it's a bit risky to use it, but these recent designs, I really like them. So, you know, you use 3D techniques. I don't know if you modeled everything yourself, probably. I don't know if you use any like 3D libraries or whatever, but if this is the sketch and this is the like last, this is 3D, now, you know, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are really good prop designs. So this is almost like a vignette type of, you know, beautiful corner-esque kind of thing going on there. That's kind of nice. A section of that environment. Same as these.
Most things they modeled themselves, yeah. So
cool. Yeah, that's good. So these are nice, you know. I think this can be in any game, right? It's like in a realistic game, you know, with this kind of style and environments. So things start to get a bit muddy for me here, you know. I mean, it's not a, you know, obviously, you know, this is the lighting, you know, you chose, and you know, and you want it to be maybe, you know, a bit more I don't know, like mysterious, or like how do you say, a bit more like almost like kind of horror, kind of from a horror game, something like that, right? Yeah, so you pick this mood yourself, and that's fine. But in some places, you know, your choice of value is going to kind of blend too much, like here, for example, that it starts getting flat, right? And that's the risk, basically, you're taking. Whereas, you know, you kind of separate it nicely. But for me, for example, there's so much contrast here in the back that almost like I did not see this, right? This guy is looking at that particular thing, whatever it might be. There's like a hand there, almost like a corpse or some sort. But it's not very clear to me, right? And that might be because of your like choice of values, colors, you know, pretty much anything that, you know, helps with composition building, you know. So yeah, that's why I kind of, it lost me a little bit, this piece. Whereas like the designs are nice, right? It's just like image making, final image making. You need to work a bit more, I guess. Sorry, there's a bit of noise at the back. If you can hear.
How rude.
It's just random people. So, you know, if you want to look at really eye-catching environments and stuff, just check out this guy or anyone similar, really. You know, values are on point, you know, everything is clear, you know, easily understandable. Have a look at this guy's work, Sung Choi. I mean, that's the first time I kind of thought of. There are more, obviously. And this guy always like works at on sci-fi films and games more.
Yeah.
But if you look at like the clarity of the images, you know, you will understand what I'm trying to say. And when there are like dark areas like this, it's because you don't want us to, you know, or like want us to, you know, spend time looking at those parts. Like this is important here, and that's where the most contrast is, right? That type of stuff. Yeah. So have a look. Or anyway, anyone like in the similar, maybe like the Naughty Dog concept artist,
Yeah.
right? That type of more like realistic, modern day concepts. This one, yeah, this one is better actually. It's just very monochrome for me. Maybe that's the problem. I'm getting a sense of you're not comfortable with colors too much. So um, so it's one thing to develop for you, definitely your color sense. You know, it will open lots of doors for you to, you know, develop the skill set. You know, how to use colors correctly in your scenes. You know, just to break this like monochrome look.
Yeah.
Same here, monochrome image, right? If you going with a monochrome look, right? Which is fine, right? But if you want to get more clients, you have to, you know, break that kind of barrier, I guess. This is a nice look, but it's super easy to make mistakes, though. Like, right, get something more muddy. I like this image, though. Don't get me wrong; these are cool designs. Same here. You see, there's like a just certain palette. You know, this is really warm colors and grays, and that's it. Yeah, these are getting a bit older, maybe. I'm not sure. You have, you know, you have a good skill set of like for designing areas, right? Interiors and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just how to present them, I think, is key. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They said they'd say that the color is their weakest area as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I guess it's obvious, but something you need to work on at least from this feedback, you know, review session. At least it's more clear now for you. Otherwise, you know, again, good skill set. Maybe, yeah, I saw this one. This is great. Really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Almost like isometric kind of environment. I can see like if you zoom in, you can even play like this, like it's like you're in a game, like isometric game. It's really cool. Again, no problem with designs or whatsoever. It's just like push your, you know, concept art, you know, presentation or finishing, polish skills, color skills a little bit, you know. I think it's currently blocking your way, I guess, to become a better artist. Again, check these guys out. See how many, you know, ranges of hues these guys are using, right? Two, colors, you know, evoke emotions, right? So and humans are emotional beings, so they will react to those
exactly.
in a good way, right? So cool. Okay, so that's my main comment. I think I'll stop going back because these are getting a bit old from a certain point. Again, if there's anything older than 1 year, okay, like I would just probably get rid of them. Ooh, okay. hardcore use of color, but in a not good way, let's say. But again, it's old work. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, Leonardo. Yeah, man. So if you're doing like new projects, I would first push your colors and also try to maybe like vary, the theme a little bit. This is all in the fantasy realm, or like this is more, I don't know, can you say this is more historical, I guess?
Yeah.
Right. See what else you can do, right? See how else you can push yourself. Add some interest to the top row here, and with a different use of color. Take some courses, color courses. Do some practices, some like quick like studies from different lighting scenarios and stuff, would work well, I guess, as study. But yeah, just that should be your focus in the next, like 3 to 4 months until you get, better with colors. But yeah, everything else I like. Really cool.
Amazing.
Cool. Yeah, I think, is that it? Do we have some more time? I can answer those questions maybe like if we got left some time.
Yeah, I've got as much time as you have to give, so it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, another maybe like 5 minutes to answer these questions.
Cool. So where's the first one? There it is. So we just have a general question more about like the artistic process, I think, more than like portfolio stuff. And one of them was I've been in a long art block period where they're struggling to get inspired. Do you have any tips to get out of it and kickstart feeling creative again?
Get out of that art block. That's what you say. Yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, an art block is mostly when you reach a certain point in your artistic journey, let's say, right? It's normal to hit a plateau,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you would call it an artist block, but you might feel like you're not developing as fast, right? That's what you mean. Or is it just like you sit and can't draw anything? I don't know. Like I'm sure you're able to draw, but if you worry that you hit a certain level, it's fine. Then that means it's almost like running out of gas. You push yourself so hard and get to a destination, and you just need to fill up gas, right? So that means looking at the different things, try to build that visual library of yours, play lots of different games, watch movies, and look at different artists, look at like old masters' work, something to get you inspired probably. Go to those art events, listen to those masters or like professionals talking, you need to change the speed of your life a little bit, maybe change things up. But way back, it always helped me. I always found myself much more inspired when I listened to different professionals and like kind of spoke to them, face to face. I've been in conversations with them face to face. Definitely inspires you quite a bit, It's almost like, brushing your shoulders with them, in the same environment. Even that, is enough. So go to those events for sure. If you have any nearby, I don't know where this person is from, but sure. If you have any events in your country, start by going those events. That's what I would say. Then you will see that things are coming back slowly, right? You kind of break those walls and you'll hit that stride again. Just climbing up.
Yeah.
But don't, there'll be a point again, that you will hit a plateau again, and don't worry about it. That's totally normal. Again, do this rinse and repeat, I guess. until you get better. That's how I did it, and everyone has a different method. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds like it makes sense. I mean, sometimes you just got to keep trying different things until you eventually reach a comfortable point, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So there was another question about cover letters. If you would like, if you're happy to answer
Well,
that.
what's the question?
It is about when applying for a job and writing a cover letter. You know, they never really know what to put on it. Should it be short and concise or long?
Yeah.
Or they explain, why they want to work for that studio. Say someone was applying for Mooncolony. What sort of thing?
Yeah. So first of all, cover letters. No one looks at them on just first thing is portfolio, right? So they look at your portfolio first. Otherwise, if you don't have good enough work, they will skip it, your portfolio or yourself like entirely. So, but okay, let's say you came to the point where people clicked on your cover letter, and that's fine. So I would keep it really short. No one has the time to read like an essay, right? So keep it very simple, very concise, but to the point, almost like you're personalizing it. To the level what you like about the studio you want to work for. Just like point out things that the recruiter wouldn't expect of it. Maybe talk about artists we got. How much you would like to work with those artists, or like bring us something very unique that no one would expect, from a cover letter. Otherwise, a cover letter is usually, hey, this is me. Here, I really want to work with you guys. Like, okay, but why? Why you're applying? Otherwise, I'll just because we've all been there, right? So everyone mass applied sometimes. That's okay. I know, but it never results, how you want it to, right? So that's why I put in that effort, especially for the studios, or like for companies that you really want to work at. Don't think that okay, your portfolio could be good, but what if your cover letter sucks, and that kind of breaks things, I don't know. Yeah, so people will read that eventually after they pass your portfolio. They think it's good enough, and they'll read your cover letter, and you're like breaking things down in a nice manner. You're talking about lots of things that you're interested about in the company. Something unique, I guess, would make more sense. But yeah, like keep it to maybe a couple paragraphs most.
Yeah.
Don't forget about talking about a little bit about yourself, but not to the point until it's super boring. So yeah. That's what I would say. I guess. Yeah, keep it concise and to the point, really. Then you will probably get attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that as well. I think cover letter is. I struggle to write cover letters sometimes, but if it's a studio that, as you say, if it's a studio that you want to work for, then it should come fairly easy. You just, as you said, say a bit about yourself and why you want to work there, and it shouldn't take you long.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, put some time to because most people just like write a cover letter and just sends it to everyone. Then it's very generic, right?
Yeah, of course.
And it shows that it's generic. And people when I start reading any cover letter, I understand in the first couple sentences that's okay, this is a mass cover letter. So yeah, if I think that you're putting in that time, to write that, okay, you're one step ahead already. So we see that. Also, always think that someone spends time reading that, right? Also consider that. Don't put something together rubbish, then waste our time as well, right? So if it's like a special cover letter that you spent, let's say like even half an hour, 1 hour, whatever, it will show. So pay attention. Yeah, that's what I would say. Cool.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all of the questions that we had. We only got a few, so that's great. I think.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, hope it was useful. Again, these are all transferable feedback, But again, like anyone who submitted more of like a beginner kind of work, I think maybe we can find like different sessions for that type of work, because that's mostly, I don't think I'll explain how to get a job for you, but right, that's more of a different mindset for me.
Yeah.
To point out where you need to work on, to build a actual portfolio.
Yeah.
But before that, there are maybe like months of work, right? So it's very specific. That's why, as I said in the beginning, I picked these because if they push themselves to just a little bit, spend like 2-3 months, sometimes more, but then these portfolios will go somewhere, right? And so that's key. So don't confuse a professional portfolio with a beginner, let's say, collection of works, right? So it's very different. Okay.
Awesome. Just quickly before we round off, obviously, if you've found today's feedback helpful, then amazing. But if you're desperate for more, then you can always go over to Lunar Academy and book yourself in a portfolio review on there. I've posted the link in the chat a few times during the stream, so you've probably already seen it, but I will post it one more time just for just to be sure.
Yeah. Let me type this here. So I mean, this is we got 4 team members here, including me. This is a very specific session. If you're at a certain level that you want to push your portfolio over the edge, and become hireable, these are very focused sessions for you to, to get together with these mentors and, work on how to polish your portfolio, basically. So, yeah, you can consider this. But so another source for you.
Yeah,
to get better.
And also we'll be having our Black Friday sale next week. So keep your eye out for that as well. That will include a bunch of courses and, as we mentioned earlier in the stream, Alex P's new course as well. So unless you've got anything else to say, Emrah, I think that'll be
all good.
Amazing.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time, and hopefully see you next time.
Amazing. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.